Welcome TRESSDUO fans. We're jumping right into this video where my client has requested tribal feeder braids. As you can see, we've already begun to section her hair into 3 different sections. I use her ear as a guide to make sure that my parts and lines are straight. I am beginning to separate sections of hair. What I do beforehand is I pre-section the hair to make sure that each braid will be the same thickness. In front of my client is a stand, and I've separated each braid in front of her, and all I have to do is grab them and separate them as you see me doing here. So what I do is I take that section and I split it into additional sections, and I just drape it over my client's shoulder so that when I'm ready to feed the braid, I have all of the pieces of hair accessible. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm actually splitting the hair into these mini sections. The first 2 have to be a little bit smaller, but all of the rest of them can be the same size. And really, you have to watch how thick your braid is going to be as you braid. And when you get to that desired thickness, you stop, and you don't have to put every piece in it. Your first braid will be the gauge for the rest of them. Okay, now I'm going to remove this rubber band from her hair and start to part her hair in even sections. I want to make sure my braids are the same size and have the same thickness of hair in each braid. So here we go. I want to make sure that my parts are crisp. First braid is very important because it is going to be the guide for the rest of your braids. The thickness is the key to the sizes that you want. So if you want a skinnier braids, you would part a skinnier section. In this case, we have, I want to call medium braids. So now that I'm done with the parting, I'm going to take her hair and pin it away with my duckbill clip. And I'm going to begin preparation for the first corn roll. So what I do is I take my Shine and Jam and I apply it to her hair, especially the ends, because you want to make sure your client's hair is moisturized because she's going to wear these braids for quite a bit. So I take the first part of the hair and I section it off into 3 sections using my pointer finger, my thumb, and my middle finger. And I just begin to braid. And make sure the hair is out of the way. And I grab my first piece of hair. So I attach it using my pointer finger and my thumb. And the hair that's loose, I attach it to one of the pieces that I'm holding between my pointer finger and my thumb. And then I take the hair that's on the top of my pointer finger and I begin to corn roll it in to make sure that it's attached within the corn roll. You can feed from either side. I like to feed sometimes from both sides, but majority of the time is from the same side, as you'll see throughout this video. And then you begin to corn roll. If you don't know how to corn roll, I'll do a more remedial video on how to begin a corn roll without feeding. Here I go again. I'm pinching another piece of hair in there and I'm corn rolling it in. As you braid, you want to make sure you keep your client's other hair out of the way because those small pieces can be very painful if you grab them unknowingly. Again, this is the Shine and Jam product I told you about earlier. I love this stuff. It is the best product on the market so far. I just apply a little to my hand and I coat the strands as I braid her hair. And you want to coat your client's hair. Then I continue to braid. The Shine and Jam gives each corn roll a really shiny texture when you're done. And it shows that each braid is actually moisturized, as you'll see at the end of this video when I'm done. So I take the Shine and Jam and I apply it to my client's hair throughout the braiding process. All right, and I'm just going to finish the braid on out. As you can see, my client's hair is evenly tucked inside the braid. There's no flyaways. And I'll continue to apply Shine and Jam, especially toward the ends. Now I have finished the first row. I probably have about 3 braids left. As you can kind of gauge now that you have them done. I'll show you here again how I take 3 sections using my pointer finger and my thumb to separate each piece. Don't forget to apply the Shine and Jam. It's very important to your client's hair growth and keeping the client's hair moisturized as they wear the braids. Again, you take 3 pieces, you braid down just a little bit. And then you take your sections of hair that you've already separated and pinch them right into that, your pointer finger and your thumb. Continuously applying Shine and Jam throughout this process makes your braid very, very pretty. Alright, I'm going to pinch another section here in. And I'm going to go ahead and braid down. Remember to apply the Shine and Jam as you continuously braid and attach the hair. As you can see, my client's hair is a little bit curlier on this side, so I want to try and make sure that I continuously add Shine and Jam because her hair curls up on this side for some reason. You even may have to comb it through if it gets a little too curly. You know that it's really curly when it starts to bunch up with the Shine and Jam, so you just have to kind of comb it through and make sure it looks like the extension, basically straight. And just keep applying Shine and Jam as needed. This section gave me a little problem, so I had to comb it a couple times. There we go. Now we're going to braid this on down. Add Shine and Jam as we braid it on down. There we go. Remember to grip tightly when you flip it over to braid it, because that's how you're gonna make sure the hair stays inside the braid. Some people braid loosely and it doesn't work very well. Okay, we've gone to the next section. I've already cornrowed majority of her hair, but I wanted to show you this part because some people take the middle part and they go all the way to the back of the hair. I like to make sure that it's kind of staggered. So I'm showing you how you start the part very skinny up in here close to the middle part, and you want to braid the client's hair a little bit before you begin to add the extension. And that's what makes the braid go from skinny to large. As you can see, I am braiding quite a ways before I add the extension because I want to make sure that the braid isn't bulky but still looks like it's going into a specific pattern. So I've added my first piece, and at this point I'm going to add another piece. And as you can see, the braid starts to get larger. The more hair you add, the larger the braid gets. But you want to be sure not to add too much hair before it's time, or your braid will look like it has a knot there. It looks like you had a knot in your hair, and you just kept braiding it. All right, we're going to continue to braid this on down and continue to add hair until the braid gets to the thickness of the rest of the braids. And we are almost there. The extension that I'm adding to the last part of this braid is thick. And basically I flip it over and kind of comb it through to make sure that it is the thickness of the other braids. I add my Shine and Jam, of course, throughout the process. And I'm just going to braid it on down. So thank you all for joining us as we did these tribal braids on my client. They came out really pretty, as you'll see in this next clip. I like to make sure I tuck the hair really good as I braid and kind of braid with a little grip. And now you see, here's the finished product. I hope you enjoyed our video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below if you have any questions. And thank you for watching.